Shiloh. Shiloh. Come here, Shiloh. Up, up. Oh. Well, here is Shiloh. Shiloh is now 14 months old. The last video I did for you guys was when he was 6 months old, so I'll let you check him out. Shiloh. Here he is. He's absolutely beautiful. He's a great dog. Shiloh, sit. Good boy. Shake. Up. Automatically. Shake. Shake. Good boy. Shiloh, up. Good boy. So there's Shiloh. Shiloh is weighing in. Sit. Sit. I got him a little treat right here. Good boy. Good boy, sit. Good boy. Shiloh is weighing in right at 7 or 8 pounds. It's summertime. He's shed a little bit of weight. It's pretty hot in Houston. But anyway, I wanted to give you an update on my boy here from month 6 to 14. You know, he may be 15 months now. Anyway, he's over a year old. And you know, most people that have dogs don't really talk about their dogs when they're doing a detailed video in years, because 1 year to 1 year and 11 months is still considered 1 year, right? He's not 2 years yet. So that's why I'm doing it in months for you, so you have a real clear understanding of the growth and maturity level that he has at this exact age. You can see he's very, very chill. He's just hanging out with me out here on the back patio. But so to start, allergies is probably my biggest issue with Shiloh. His allergies have not gotten much better. It doesn't matter how well I feed him. I feed him probably 75% raw, and that's an 80-20 beef, 80 protein, 20 fat. I feed him fish oils. I feed him fish gummies. I feed him the clam mussel gummies. I mean, you name it, man. Maybe there's something that I'm feeding him that you know, just isn't working. For example, if you look at his coat, you'll see not the black pigment. That's good. You want that in a dogo. You don't want a deaf dogo. So a little bit of black pigment, that's not fur, that's the skin, is good. But if you look back here, you can see a little bit of like a pinky red little bumps under his fur. I battle that nonstop, and I battle it really bad on his head, especially right now because it's really hot outside in summer, and he also needs a bath. But you can see it, you know, on the top of his head. So anyway, that's the allergies that I battle. I haven't figured out how to get around that yet. Maybe if some of you watching this would comment if you've been able to defeat that, that would be fantastic. I'd appreciate it. Comment exactly what you're using and how and what and how much of to defeat that allergy. So the allergy battle is ongoing, in my opinion, with dogos. I don't know if it's beatable or not. Oh, and he's getting a Cytopoint injection once a month, which is like 115 bucks. It's very costly to own a dogo if you want to, you know, try your hardest to raise and feed and take care of this baby to the best of your ability, because the food is expensive. I spend about 200 bucks a month feeding him. All the raw stuff adds up, man. The vitamins add up, and then the Cytopoint injection, you know, he costs me about $350 a month when you average it all out. But he's well worth it. Love him to death. His temperament is phenomenal still. He has never shown an ounce of aggression, meanness, unstableness toward any human. He's been aggressive to one dog, and ironically, it was a male dogo. This gal I know that lives in Houston has a male dogo. You may be watching this. Hello, if you are. Anyway, we got them together whenever her dog was 4 months old and Shiloh was 3 months old. They did great. Well, we got them together about 3 months ago. Shiloh was right at a year, and he was a year and a month, or 13 months, I don't know, 14 months. And she was walking toward me with her dog, and he reared up on his back legs, you know, and lunged aggressively at Shiloh. And the second he did that, Shiloh reared up, just rah! I mean, turned into this freaking white tiger with all this aggression toward that dog immediately. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen him act that way. So to say the least, we could not let them get within, you know, 3-4 feet of each other, both males. But yeah, man, he was not playing that. He was ready to do battle if he had to. So, and I'm not mad about that. I want my dog to be protective of me and of himself, but I don't want him being aggressive in an unnecessary manner. So when it comes to humans, I socialize him every day still. We go on walks. I take him to stores. I take him to restaurants that allow dogs on the patios. No aggression ever. In fact, when a human comes up, he'll put his ears back in a, kind of a submissive, passive manner. You can tell he puts his ears back. It's not aggressive at all. And he lowers his head a little bit and goes to him so they can pet him and love on him. Now, if somebody came over my fence at 10 o'clock at night or showed aggression toward me, I know undoubtedly he would step up to the plate, just like he did to protect himself and me when that other dog lunged toward us. It was instant. So, yeah, temperament, fantastic, but you got to socialize these dogs. I put a massive effort into socializing Shiloh, and it's paid off. Everybody loves him. He loves everybody. Shedding, should have put that in with the allergies. Horrible. I don't know who or where I got this whole thing from that dogos don't shed. Somebody put that online, and I was foolish enough to believe it. This dog sheds unbelievable. And again, I feed him the best of the best, and he still sheds. No matter how much oil I put in his body, he still sheds, and sheds really bad, especially right now. So he's going to shed. He's going to have allergies. Now, he does not stink. He does not have a dog odor, but he'll bring in an outdoor odor. There's a difference, right? A dog odor is a dog that just stinks all the time, period. Outdoor odor for me is you let your dog outside, he wallers in the grass for, 30, 45 minutes, you bring him in, he smells like that for, 15, 20 minutes. I don't know what it is. It's something with the grass or, being outdoors. But as far as just a generic dog odor, he does not have one. Let's see, what else? His size and his growth, he hit like 105, 106 when he turned, 11, 12 months. And he's done very minimal growth since. Now, he has an abnormally large head for a dogo, which I like. His body is lean. He's muscular. He's got very muscular rear end and quads and hamstring. His back end is very muscular and defined. His front end, his chest is very muscular. His shoulders. He's got good cardiovascular veins. But what's really stands out more than the average dogo in him is his neck and his head. His neck and head is definitely bigger than any dogo I've seen in person. And that's going to continue to grow, I think, until he's about 2.5. So we got about another 18 months of growth probably in his head, his bone structure, and just filling out in general. He'll probably get a little bit taller, a little bit longer, and his, everything else will just fill out and get broader and bigger, I think. Hopefully he doesn't get over like 125. I think he's going to probably plateau out between 115 and 125 at the high. And that'll change based off the seasons. He may be 115 in the summer and 118, in the winter. He definitely, loses weight in Houston because it gets so hot. As far as obedience, dogos they are so different than any dog I've ever owned in my life, and I've owned dogs all my life. Old English Mastiffs, Pits, Shepherds, Poodles. I know, right? From Pits to Poodles. We have an Aussie Doodle right now, which is his best friend, and we have a Mutt. They are hilarious. I need to post some current videos of them playing. The Aussie Doodle is super aggressive with Shiloh. She'll jump up, growling, biting on his face, and she even leaves little cut marks on his cheeks and on his neck. Never has he done any type of aggression toward her. Now, he plays rough, very rough. This dog will start running in circles with his tail ducked and his butt roll over the ground all over the house, and the whole freaking couch gets moved 4 or 5 foot away, slams into the wall. I can't believe we haven't got a hole in the wall yet. But he plays very rough. It's hilarious. We love it. We don't mind it. But he's never been aggressive toward either of my other two dogs. And they're very aggressive toward him. He just rolls over on his back and starts kicking and clawing. And they're just jumping on him, biting his face, straddling over him. He playfully lets them dominate him. And they just love it. And he loves it. Now, is he the dominant one? Absolutely. Like when it comes to the food bowl, I trained him from 3 months old to not be food aggressive. So how I did that, I explained in my other video, is while he was eating, we went down and petted his cheeks, his neck, his head. I had my little girl who's 6 years old do it while I was right there with her. Never has he growled, never has he shown any aggression. But the other two dogs know better. They will not go near him when he's eating or when he has a bone, a treat. And that's because he's the dominant, leader of the pack. As far as breeding him, I've had a lot of people reach out about wanting to breed their females to him. I am going to breed him when he's of age, which I think he needs to be 18 months minimal to do that. I want to get his hips tested. He has very strong back end. I know he didn't have any, to my knowledge, any hip issues in his ancestry, but I still want to get him tested before I breed him. And I want to wait till he's 18 months old, but I will be breeding him. And I may get a female myself if I found the right one, and I'm willing to take on the challenge that comes along with having litters. because I just absolutely love this breed. They are phenomenal. As far as you owning one, if you don't own one, I'm gonna be honest with you. My wife's 5 foot tall and she cannot handle this dog. No matter how much I work with him, he still pulls. He sees another dog, he is gonna pull. And it's not an aggressive pull. It looks aggressive, right? It's scary to other people, I'm sure. They have this big muscular dog with clipped ears and this massive head pulling toward them. I can control it, and I walk him with the prong collar, which helps a lot, or an e-collar, which helps tremendously. But I don't trust my wife out walking him on the green belt or at a grocery store or anything like that. Not because he's going after a dog aggressively, because he does not. He has never. But just because I don't want him to drag her down or, you know, pull her like that. And so, look, man, I'm going to tell you right now, I highly advise, if you want to get a dogo, finding a dogo somewhere in your state or city. They are very rare, but you can find them. And going over and spending a little bit of time with that animal and the owner, and maybe, you know, seeing if you can get comfortable enough to walk that dog down the street with the owner, you know, 10, 20 foot in front of you, because that dog is going to pull 100% to get to his owner. And you're going to see the power in these dogs. I mean, it's a complete different power. When I put my arm around Shiloh's, my hand around Shiloh's forearm, if I get his forearm like this and I squeeze it, the muscle fibers in this dog are so much deeper and tighter and harder than any other dog I've ever felt, even pitties. If I put my hand around my, you know, I've had 2 pit bulls around their forearms, it was strong, it was solid, but nothing. I mean, Shiloh feels like a rock. So I think the muscle density, the tissue, the fibers of their muscle is so tight and so dense, which is where all their power comes from. So yeah, I mean, you just got to be able to handle this dog, man. I mean, this is not a dog for an elderly person. This is not a dog for a lazy person. This is a dog that is made, now he can be extremely lazy. Check him out. Shiloh, what you doing? What you doing, boy? Hey, what you doing? You cooling off? So that's what he does probably 80% of the day. But when he's not doing that, this dog, and normally he's doing that on my feet or on my body, right, if he can. But if he's not doing that, this dog is either playing roughhousing, like severely roughhousing with the other two, or he's on alert. We have if you look at my backyard, Shiloh, come. 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 This is his spot, this picnic table. I'll put some video and pictures of it. This is where he hangs out, because he sits here every morning, every night, and he looks over the green belt out there. So that's a green belt. You probably can't see it, but hundreds of people use it a day, especially in the mornings and the evenings when it's not super duper hot. They walk and ride their bikes up and down it and go to the mountain bike trails or whatnot. So this is Shiloh's spot. So he's very on his game when it comes to patrolling our property. What? Good boy, good boy. There's my boy. He's very on top of his game when it comes to patrolling my property and whatnot. And that's how I know he would be protective if he needed to be, because he will sit up there and if anybody walks by, I mean, it's funny, people in the Greenbelt, when I'm walking them, are like, oh, you're the guy that lives in that house on the corner. I've had 2 people in the last like week and a half. Your dog is so awesome. He looks like a gargoyle. Because man, as soon as he sees somebody, he's just like, boom. And his ears are just, and he's just so intense looking. I mean, this dog is incredibly intimidating and intense looking when he's serious and when he's checking something out. But anyway, they'll literally stop me on the green belt and they're like, oh my God. I had one lady literally show me, she's like, I take pictures of your dog and I put it on my Facebook. She showed me her phone. She had like 7 photos of my dog in her phone, because he'll perch up on that picnic table like a gargoyle and just watch people and patrol the property line. And another thing, what he does also, I need to video this too, but he will, every morning and every night, he will go all up and down the fence line, walking around, sniffing, and he's real stiff when he's doing it because he's patrolling. So definitely, would protect the house and the yard if that need arises. But yeah, anyway, this is your after 1 year, after 12-month video that I promised to do about owning Shiloh. I'll do another one probably at either 18 months or 24 months. But I didn't realize, I hardly ever look at my YouTube, but the other video I had like 9,000 views or something. I couldn't believe it. So I was like, man, I need to make an updated video right away. So that's what prompted me to do this. I didn't know, that many people would be using it. There was tons of comments, and hopefully it's helping you out. If you have any questions, comment, and I'm gonna start checking those comments and replying and responding. But yeah, if you can handle a Dogo physically and mentally, they need a lot of love. Oh, he is what I call, he is a Velcro dog, man. I'm a full-time realtor, so I'm always at my computer, at my desk, and 95% of the time, he is laying on my feet. Not by me like he is right now, he's over there, because he's up against the wall, because it's cool, and he's got his head behind the couch. But when we're in the house, he is either laying on the couch, has to be touching me, up against me, or he is laying across my feet if I'm working on my computer. And look, I love it. I'm not gonna hate on it at all, But if you don't like a Velcro dog, a Dogo is not the one for you. If you don't like a powerful dog that can pull the average human down, I'm 6'2", 210 pounds. I'm a pretty strong guy. And honestly, he hasn't pulled me down yet, but there's been a couple of times when I wasn't ready for it and he sees a dog, I'm walking him and boom, and he hits the end of the leash. And I'm like, I have to get onto him every time. No, sit, you got to dominate him. But it takes some work. It takes some patience. So anyway, got any questions, hit me up. Hopefully this helps you out with your choice on owning a Dogo or not.